This is the Excel Center as it's being built out for the convention, which its first business is going to take place later in the day today. So you can see there's the delegate seating down there on the floor, and there are thousands of people milling around trying to get ready for the events later in the day, which are going to be muted because of Hurricane Gustav. But we're hoping that later on in the convention it'll be back on schedule, because it appears that Gustav is not going to be as bad as was originally thought. This is the Hurricane Information Center. This is one of the many booths. There's a whole row of news suites, different news organizations, ABC, NBC, and this is where it appears that there's information for the delegates, for guests, for people who want to find out what's going on with Hurricane Gustav, which still appears to be a Category 2 hurricane, even as it made landfall this morning. Cindy McCain and Laura Bush are both scheduled to speak today, even with the hurricane.
Hello, it's about 10 to 4 Central Daylight Time. The events at the convention are going to resume soon. I just had an interview with Jeff Beattie, who's running for the U.S. Senate against John Kerry, his Massachusetts seat. That's the second senatorial hopeful that I've talked to today, and it really makes you realize that every time there's a senatorial race, every time there's a congressional race, you look at these states that are held by Republicans or Democrats for years and years and years, and it makes you realize that there's somebody who's trying to unseat them in every single election, regardless of how successful they are. But it's interesting because these people could be representing us someday. Okay, elaborating on what I was saying earlier about senatorial races and how even in the open and shut ones, the ones that aren't even close, somebody runs. Now, I'm sure you're going to think, well, that's pretty stupid. Of course somebody runs. They don't just get elected unopposed. But the point I was trying to make was, we look at the polls and we say, oh, well, there's no way this person can win. It's, John Kerry's going to keep his seat. Dick Durbin's going to keep his seat. Those aren't, as they say, in play. But at the same time, you have people who are staking their entire careers, who are investing millions of dollars and millions of hours of work into something that we just dismiss as futile. And, I don't know, you don't think about the amount of work that goes into actually running a campaign, even an unsuccessful one.